Welcome to my unofficial Retail Tycoon 2 tutorial. So if you're watching this video, you probably either haven't bought the game and want to see how to play it, or you just bought the game, you started playing it but you were a little bit confused on what to do, because the game does not currently have a built-in tutorial. One may be added later. As you can see, this is currently version 0.4.2b. That's what the tutorial is made for, but it should work in most other versions unless they change something major with an update. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to load into the game, you're going to have a little loading screen, and then you're going to get to this save slots page. You won't have this really good store save file. This is just my main one. Instead, you will have only this plus button. You want to click that, and then you can name your store anything you want. I'll just name it Tutorial Store, and then press Incorporate. That will start your store save file. Then you can just select any plot using these arrows and press Claim, which will then load in your store. As you can see, guests will come up to your store in these cars and they'll start walking around, but they can't do anything yet. They can't buy anything, so what you're going to need to do is start getting some shelves and some cash registers. Go up to the top of your screen and click on this hammer tool, which is the build tool. It will change your camera perspective, which you can change back by clicking this switch camera button right here. In this build menu, you want to go down to the bottom of your screen and select the shelving tab, which is this one right here. Click on that and take the first shelf right here, the normal shelves. Then you can go into your store and place this anywhere in your store. I'd recommend placing 2 or 3 to begin. Now that you've got your shelves, you're going to need somewhere for your customers to check out. Head to Customer Service, the tab right next to shelving, and then select any one of these. I'd recommend the checkout counter because it is the cheapest and it is small and good for beginning stores. You can then place this anywhere in your store. I'm going to place mine over here in the back. Then you're going to want to exit build mode by clicking on that X or clicking on the hammer out here to leave build mode. You now have everything you need for customers to start buying things, but you don't have anything for them to buy. For this, we're going to need to go buy some stock from the loading dock, which, as you can see, is down beneath this area. Depending on where you loaded your plot, you might have to drive farther, but find this main road and drive along it until you reach this ramp. But you might be wondering, how do I drive? That's pretty simple. Go to this tab up here, the Vehicles tab, click it, and then click on the pickup truck, which is the only car you have currently. You can then spawn it in, walk up to it, hold E or tap to drive. Then use normal car controls, W to move forward, A and S to turn, and D to go backwards. This game is in beta, so some of the cars might bug out a little bit. Once you've driven along this path, you're going to want to find this ramp here. I'm not the best at controlling the car, to be honest. It's really glitching out. But you're going to head down this ramp once your car works, because you're going to need a working car in order to drive. Not very many people know. Okay, I'm going to stop. Drive down this hill all the way and follow the road until you get to the loading dock. My car is bugging out too much, so I'll just cut to once I'm over there at the loading dock. Alright, I am now here at the loading dock. Drive your car up to any one of these little loading areas. Get out of your car so it stops glitching, or sit in it, I don't think it matters. Then you're going to want to go to this tab up here, which is Store Inventory. Click on that, and we're going to select Toys. You can also use other items depending on which shelves you bought, but Toys will work with these default shelves, as you can see by this icon right here. I'm going to buy 50 for $1,000. You can select your amount at the bottom and then press to buy. You can also select instant delivery, which will put it straight into your store's storage, which is shown up here. Otherwise, it will go into your truck storage and you'll have to drive it back to your store. However, instant delivery does cost additional money, and I'd recommend saving the money and just buying it and then driving your truck back. So I'm going to buy 50 toys and they will be loaded into my truck. Click the X to leave the store inventory mode and drive your car all the way back to your plot. Once you have driven your car back to your store, which may be still glitching, hopefully in the future you might be watching this video and the car mechanics will work, but you drive your car up to this little loading area here, get out so it stops glitching, and then press unload truck. The truck has been unloaded, as you can see here, and now if you go into store inventory, you will see that the 300 storage has gone into our store storage. Next, you're going to need to stock your shelves. Click on the Stock Shelves tab here, and then choose your toys and bring them to the shelf. I'm going to use RC trucks here, quadcopters here, and toy rockets here. As you can see, you may have some leftover toys, or you might not have all the toys to fill up all the shelves that you have, but that's okay because you will still have them in your stock to restock later. In order to make sure your customers can buy your stuff, you need to go to your cash register. Walk behind your cash register so that the green light turns on. Otherwise, the customers may get angry and say, no registers. Once you do have a register, they can take items from the shelves, walk up, and you will earn your first money. You can continue to expand your store using various other features in build mode, such as tiles, which are floors and roofs, walls, which are obviously the walls of your store, ceiling, which is lights, and customer service, which is the cash registers, and shelving to store your items, decoration to increase your store rating, amenities, which add decoration currently. It is currently just benches, and stairs to move from one floor to another. Lastly, infrastructure, which gives items like signs, decorations like roof vents, which have no use, storage shelves to expand your store inventory, and parking spots to give customers extra places to park so you can have more customers in your store at a time. If you don't want to sit in front of your cash register all the time, you do have an option to hire workers from this Workers tab right here. You can click on it and hire a cashier or a restocker. The cashiers can be hired for $20 a minute by pressing on this button right here to hire for a base cost of $200, and you will pay them $20 per minute automatically. They will stand behind your cash registers and operate them for you so you can walk around and do whatever else you need to do with managing your store. You can also hire restockers, which if you have items in your store inventory, they will automatically restock your shelves with the items from your store inventory. They cost, again, $20 a minute while you have them hired, and a base cost of $200 to hire them originally. So the other tab real quick, I'm going to check the settings. There are currently no settings. There may be settings in the future. And the other tab is the Manage Store tab, which allows you to change the name of your store, change the description of your store, which you can edit and select Submit. You can see the stats of your store, which are currently crowdedness, based on how many people are in your store and how crowded it is, and decoration, based on how many decorations are in your store. You can also open and close your store with this switch up here. If you do want to see your levels of decoration or crowdedness, you can press on these buttons over here. This plant one will show you This plant one will show you decoration. If you place plants, it will be more green around the plants. As you can see, this tree over here, it is a brighter green where this tree is, and then gets darker the further away you go. Over here, this one with people will show crowdedness. The more yellow or red it is, the more crowded an area is, and you might need to clear up some areas, clear up some space to make it easier for guests to walk around. This will show and hide the roof of the floor or the floors above your current floor that you're looking at. This will change the camera to a top-down perspective, and then these arrows will change which floor you're on, allowing you to build multiple floors to your store. I hope this helped you learn how to play the game. If it did, then you could subscribe or just go enjoy the game because that's what you want to watch the tutorial for. So yes, thank you for watching, and if you do have any more questions, leave them in the comments and I will try to respond to them because I do want this to be as helpful as possible. And yep, that's all I have for the tutorial, so goodbye.